So I'll start. So today what we are going to see is it is completely going to be about the bug defect tracking or bug tracking. Okay, so we will see what is defect tracking, why we are doing defect tracking, and we'll see what are the uses of the defect tracking tools. We have lots of defect tracking tools in market, but JIRA is the only tool which is really very much used widely, because it supports agile, right? The Scrum methodology, right? So it supports it in a very good way. So Jira is a commonly used defect tracking or project management tool, which can also be used for defect tracking. So we'll see features of Jira, okay, in a very high level, because we can't do it in a very what to say very detailedly, because like there'll be many features not available for us. Okay, so we'll see one by one. Someone pinging? Okay, fine. Okay, so now what is the defect tracking? So you see, we have you would have known what is a defect now. How what is the defect life cycle? What are all the statuses of the defect life cycle? So we need something to track the what to say track how the defect changes from one state to other state, right? So that process is called as defect tracking. That will be very much helpful for both developers and testers. Okay, so we'll be knowing like what status uh, is the defect which we have raised. Have the developers picked it? Are they working on it? So we'll be clear on that, and the developers will also like know what the defect is about. We can send it in Excel also, but the tracking thing will be like very difficult, right? It should go back and forth, and it should be like it'll be a quite a difficult process for us. But tools will help us in doing that. So what is defect tracking is? It is an important process which helps testers and developers to keep a track of the defect raised. Okay, and it mainly helps in logging and monitoring bugs during the software testing. When it comes to the software testing, see, I will raise a bug and I'll assign it to a developer. And after doing that, what the developer is doing, all those monitoring, right, that we can do using a if we have defect tracking tool, and if we track a defect properly. Okay, so now it also helps in evaluating and prioritizing the defects for both developers and testers. Now I have told you about what is severity, priority and all, right? So we, instead of like communicating the severity to the developers manually or through Excel sheets and all, so what we can do is we have set of severities and priorities created on tools, which we can automatically choose it from them. Even the developers can prioritize the defect which we have raised. Okay, so for that purpose also defect tracking will be very helpful. So what does these things are called as? We do it through the defect tracking tools. Okay, that's why I put defect tracking tools help in doing the above. So you're clear on what is a defect tracking, right? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so now defect coming to the defect tracking tools. What the tools actually do. Sorry. So what the tools actually do is like what is happening? I'm not able to move. Okay. Used in tracking the defect status of the defect life cycle. So in a defect life cycle, we have a status from open to close, and we have multiple statuses of status changes going in between, right? So all those statuses can be tracked using only a defect tracking tool. Okay. It helps in reporting and tracking the bugs. Not only in tracking, we can also raise a bug over that and we can track it. Now, workflows can be defined, which helps team to monitor the defect flow. Workflow is nothing but like, see, we'll be having initially while developing, when developing starts, it should be before starting, it should be in to do status. After this is not actually defect workflow. Okay, this is a workflow of the complete project. They will define for each project, and they will define a different set of workflows. Okay, So it should be in to do before the developers take a story for what coding, and after that we the status should be like in development. So after that it should be for testing, then after that it should be QA process. So these type of tracking, these type of workflow definition, right, it will be done using a defect tracking tool. And this will also help the, what to say, the process to be in a good way, and the deliverables will be also in a very good shape. Okay, so for that also the defect tracking tool will be helpful. Team members can prioritize and manage their bugs efficiently. So as I said, we will assign a bug to a developer. The developer and the development manager, they can actually prioritize the bug efficient way, and they can work on that. They can what track it, like after this bug only I'll be picking this bug. Not only for the bugs, even for the stories, because uh, few defect tracking tools, right, they will act as a project management tool also. That's why I picked Jira for you, for your view, so that you'll get a good idea. Okay, so team members can prioritize and manage their bugs efficiently. Now notification will be sent to the team for the defect change. Now once I raise a bug and I assign it to a developer, what will happen is immediately the assigned developer, right, he will get an email from the defect tracking tool. From the tool, he'll get an email that you have got a new bug. Okay. And once the developer fixes it or adds some comment to that defect which we have raised, right, immediately we will be getting a notification. So with that, we will not miss out any communications, and what to say, the process again will be in a very good shape. Okay, so understood what is a defect tracking tool and what it does. Okay, fine. Now, so as I said, I have picked Jira for you people to understand more on the defect tracking tool. So today we'll go through only Jira, and we'll see how we create an epic. We'll see how we create a story, how we create a bug, how we can add a test case to that. So we'll, and how we can view the workflow, and what types of labels we can give. So we'll see all those on a on the tool itself. Okay, so all about Jira in this. This is used for mainly for the project management. It is not only for the defect management, complete project management. That is from creating a project, creating a sprint, adding a backlog, and adding a story, epic, and what to say, bugs. Everything will be handled in Jira. Okay, so it helps in bug tracking, task management, requirement, and test case management also. Okay, so what can be done on Jira is it can manage release. So if we define it for a release, we it will be managed, and we can create sprint, we can create backlogs also, tasks also can be created. So updating status also can be done, and as I said, workflow can also be managed. Okay, so now we will go to Jira, we'll see how it works. So for just for learning purpose, you can actually use this. Okay, so here if you go here, you can just create your what to say, your Atlassian.net website, your Jira site you can create. This is for learning only, you can't do anything. Okay, so I'll do manual session 6 p.m. Okay, and I will click on agree. So now what will happen is your platform will get built. Okay, so now it will get created. I think it will take few seconds. So you understood what is a defect tracking tool and all, right? Only if you understand, you will be able to like, and you people are clear on the agile terminologies and all, right? Any doubts in that?
Ma'am, this is only for agile model, or we can use it for the
No,
that
this is,
project.
they can, we can use it for other models, but like it is very commonly used in agile.
Okay, ma'am.
because you can maintain your sprints, you can maintain your backlogs, and you can also maintain your releases. So it is very mainly used in agile the most. I'm not sure about other things because most of the times I have worked in agile, so it is like everywhere Jira is used a lot. So now once you get this right, one second. So once you get this right, so you have to set this up, okay, for your learning. So it is like I am new to Jira. I'll give it new to Jira, and my team is new to Agile methodologies. We spend a time working on features. Obviously, we are going to work on features, right? On the modules. Features means modules. Okay, development, testing, and all the what to say, developing a module, testing that module. So we are going to work on that. So we give this, and we have a you can select anything, maybe flexible or something like that, or we can give tight. We'll just check how it happens. So now here you're going to create your project. Okay, if you see here, scrum is recommended, right? Scrum is nothing but your agile model. Okay, so if you want to change this, you can see you can use it for bug tracking alone. And one more thing is Kanban. It is just to like you can have a board of your project works and you can view it. Okay, it's not much for your like tracking purpose and all. You can just view it and use it, that's it. Okay, but this is the best one. Okay. Okay, okay, now I'm using the template Scrum. Okay, now here what I'm going to do is we will we need not go for the advanced feature, because if we selects company manage project, then it will ask for payment and all, I guess. So we'll just go to the select team management. Okay, now we'll add the project name. We can say we used to write epics for Netflix, right? We'll fix that itself. Okay, Netflix project for learning. Okay, so it will create a key itself. You can also define your key. You can do it in this way also. Okay, so why this key is important is whatever task you create, right, it will be starting with that key only. Okay, now it will be like for test case we used to give tc underscore 001, right? In the same way here it will get created as Netflix underscore 001. Okay, so now I am creating a project. Let the project get created. Okay, so these and all I think you can skip, because this is completely about the communication. Okay, so here we can also invite teammates. Okay, so if I want to add any one of you here, you can also view the board, so we can add it here. One second. Maybe I'll add you people. Can you quickly send few of you send here? Maybe I'll add mine. Okay, so if I give done, now this person will also be added to the once again. Sorry. So now if you see your project is created, okay, and fever இருக்கு நீ போ வர. So you will have like what to say, if you see here you will be able to see all the planning details, the development. If the developers are using, they can have this as a repository. I told you, right, the version control that can also be done here. Okay, and project settings we have. If you want shortcut, you can add project pages if you want. That is, project pages means any documentations, right? So that we can add. And board is the important thing. I told you about board, right? So this is what board is. Okay, I'll show after creating. I'll show you how it will appear. Okay, and backlog. This is a backlog. Backlog is here you can start. what to say, adding your epics, your stories and all, and then it'll appear on the backlog. Okay, see, if you see here, plan your sprint, you have something called Netflix sprint 1, you have plan your sprint, and you have a start sprint button. But I do not have any epics or stories added, right? So that's the reason my sprint is not yet started for my project. Okay, so now what I will do is I will add an epic for you now. So now this epic panel will display your epics here. Okay, now I create a epic. So I'll say Netflix um, subscription feature. Okay, Netflix subscription is going to be my epic. So now if you see, my epic got created. So under this epic, I need to create stories. Okay, so before creating stories, I'll show you how and where we add all the features for this, what are all tasks we are going to add. Okay, so here, if you go to in the settings, if you go to your issues, see here you have issue types, right? So issue types, you can see epic. And now if you want to add more, this is a new project, so we don't have anything added. So now I click on add issue type. This is completely for the, what to say, administrative purpose only. See now, if I click on create, here is where we can create stories and all, stories, tasks, bugs, epics and all. Okay, so these are all the default issue types, but if you want any new issue types to be added, you can add it over here. Okay, say test case is going to be my issue type. Okay, this is a standard issue type or subtask. So I am going to add this test case under a story, right? So I will add it as a subtask issue type and I'll click on add. So now I said you about workflow, right? So now the workflow of this project needs to be created. If you see, we'll not have any workflows defined. Okay, so now to do that, I am going to create a new workflow. So first, this workflow will be named as Netflix project. Okay, and I'll click on add. Now I'll have this section, so the initial stage will be open. This is a default one, right? So this will be like left out like that. Now what are all status the, no, what to say, the workflow needs to have is going to be the next question. So after open, we'll have multiple things over here. If you see, we'll have this. So what we are going to do is, usually we used to have to do, but here I think it's not there. Okay, we'll put it as building. Okay, and I will add. So now what I'm going to do is, so after which this is going to come is add transition. So from, if you see here, from open status to building, so for development is going to be my transition. Okay, so if you see, it will get mapped in this way. Understood? Any confusions for you people?
No, ma'am.
Okay, now the next is after building, what we are going to do is, it is going to be in progress, right? So now I add it over here. Once again, so in progress. So for this, we need a transition, right? So from building to in progress, you can name it as for QA. Okay. So when the QA picks it, the status of that issue of that story should be moved to in progress. Okay. So after this, add status. Now I will do if it is resolved or reopened. Resolved, we'll have it. Okay. So we have multiple. I'm not like we have only few here because of demo purpose, I think. So like we'll have now add transition. So from in progress, no issues. Okay, so we can do it as resolved. And if it is going to have issues, we'll put it as reopened. Okay, sorry. From where it is going to come? One second. Sorry, my daughter is not doing well, so like I am like muting sometimes. Okay, so from in progress to reopened. Okay, so what we are going to do is defect found. So where is that? Reopen. So we are having two status from in progress, two transitions. Okay, and now, so from resolved to closed we are going to do. So we have something called demo in our what to say, demo done. So if the demo is given to the stakeholder, we are going to close the story. Okay, so this is called as workflow. I define this workflow. Okay, and I save it. Okay, now it is saved. Now what will happen is it is inactive now. Update. I don't know why it is inactive. Okay, fine. We'll see now if it is working. Because these usually we do not do because like okay, we have it. Let us create the epic and try. Okay, so now what you do is like you click on this. If you click on this, you'll be seeing your project. You open your project, it will automatically take you to the board. Okay, now you come to backlog. Okay, so in backlog I have a epic created. Okay, one second here. So now here what you do is here you have a, usually we used to have a what to say a create issue button over here. Okay, I think it's not visible for this what to say this trial purpose and all. So we can create it here we can click on create. We'll be getting it as create issue type as story. So now I'm going to create a story for this for that epic. Okay, so now the summary is Netflix subscription for monthly basis. We'll do it in this way. Okay, so now here we gave a summary. This is going to be just a one line. Okay, so after that we have to give in a very detail. Do you remember I told you about the acceptance criteria and all? So that is going to be your what to say your story description. Okay, so acceptance criteria should be when a subscribed user logs in and uh, okay, logs in, then he should have option to sub subscribe for a month. Okay, so this is going to be your acceptance criteria. So here if you see, if you have any screenshots, that is the screens what to say, your picture images and all, you can just browse it over here and you can just attach it. If you have any document or anything, you can just browse it over here and attach it. Okay. Okay. Now linked issue is, now while testing it, if I have found out any issues, and that issue is blocking this story, I need to link it over here. Now we do not have any, so we'll leave it in that way. Okay. So now the assignee is, so I have, if I have a team and I have a developer, I'll be assigning it to that person. So, okay. So now I have two people. One is the logged in, now I have logged in and I have one more, so I'll put it to that person. So now this label, right? Label is something we can create ourselves. Okay, so we'll create this as uh, Netflix project. Okay, this label needs to be used constantly across all the stories. Okay, Netflix story. Now you'll be getting it in this way. If you click on this, your new label will get created. Okay. So in this way, this you can reuse in other things also. So next, the sprint is not yet defined. It is defined, but we can't use it. Okay, because we haven't yet started it. So now what I'm going to do is story point. This is where we estimate it. You remember the ceremony called estimation meeting in Agile? So this is where we do it. Okay. So now I just put an estimation of 2. So reporter, it'll pick my name. Okay. Now when I hit on create, the story will get created. Okay. So now if you see here, if you scroll down, the story will be falling into this, okay, into the backlog. So what you have to do is either if you pull it over here, it'll fall into that epic, but it's not. Did it update? No, I don't know why it's not updating. And then you have to pull it to this part to start your sprint. Okay. Now if you see, I have added the issue over here. Now the sprint has started. We can start the sprint actually. Okay. Now you can click on the start sprint. It will now request for few details. Okay. So duration. What is the duration of your sprint? I said, right, it can go up to 4 weeks. Okay, so I'll just mark it for 1 week. This sprint is going to go for 1 week. Sprint goal is all assigned stories should be developed and tested. Okay, and I give a start. So now if you see, this is how your board will look like. Now it came back to the board. Now you have to do, in progress, and done, right? So now if this is completed, you can either move it over here, or open and if you open it and update the status, also it will move. I said you right how it will get created with this name, with the key. So Netflix -1, Netflix -2. This is how it will get created. Okay. Now I open this in a new window. So now if you see, uh, where is that epic? I don't know where I'm. Okay. So now this is the created one. So it is falling under the Epic defaultly. Okay. See, Netflix subscription, and here we have Netflix subscription for a monthly basis. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a test case for this. So here, why is, I don't know, yes, few things is not coming up as expected. I can't show my office project also. Okay, now I am imagine I'm testing the story, okay, and now I am coming across a bug. Now what I'm going to do, I need to create from this. If you can, you have to pick bug. Okay, and we can say monthly subscription is not done. This is going to be my summary, and you can add the step over here. Login as a user, try to click on monthly subscription make the payment. Okay. Now here you have to write expected payment should be successful and user should be subscribed for monthly package. Okay, this is your expected. But what is actually happening? Actual result or the issue is user is not getting subscribed and he is not able to view the movies. Okay, so this is the what is the actual result. So these two are not matching. So obviously this is a bug. And if we have any screenshots, you can go and you can just add it. Okay, you can just add your screenshot and see. I told you, right? If it is blocking, you have to pick. See, now you got your story which you created, right? Monthly subscription. Yes, this is blocking it, right? So I'll be selecting it here. And if you want impediment means it's a blocker. Yes, it is a blocker. I need to select it and label. Now in this label you can create one more new label called defect. Okay, and then sprint. Now if you see, you should be able to. Why it's not coming? Yeah, it came. Okay, now you got a sprint thing, and this estimation we will not be doing. Only the developers will be putting the estimation. And here in the assignee, you have to assign the developer's name and you have to create it. Okay, now if you see, you got a new defect created. Okay, so now if you go to the backlog, if you see here in this backlog, you will not be having anything over here because we do not have any backlog stories for this for the next sprint. So but you have a what in this sprint you have one story and one issue, right? And now you come to the board. See, while in progress the developer will pull in here. Now I have worked on this. Now I have a bug, right? So what I will do is I will again put it to do because the what is his name, the developer should know that it is assigned back to me. So that is why I am doing it in this way. Okay, so this is how the epic story and bug are created in a JIRA. This is the main thing you need to know about JIRA. Now wait. Mm, I think for this bug, right, we didn't give what is that, we didn't give the epic link. Usually while creating a bug we should uh, give epic link. Okay, epic link means if we only map to that epic, you will be able to see it in the board. Else if they filter it out, right, they we will not be able to see it in the board. Okay, so see, add epic. So here I go and add the epic as Netflix one subscription. Okay, now if I go to the board and if they filter out by our epic, you should be able to see the issues and also the stories. Okay, now if the story is done, if the developer has fixed, what they will do is, see here from to do, they will mark it as done. See, we have created a workflow, right? Now this workflow can be viewed from here. If you see anyone working on that story or ticket, they can just go and view the workflow and they can know, okay, so they have created, it is in to do and it is in progress and we have to mark it as done. Our workflow was not approved, right? Because like I think this is just a test version, so it is not working. Okay, so now what I have to do is, now the defect is fixed, you get assume that it is fixed. Okay, so while testing I will update it as in progress. Now you see, now I'm working on this, assume I'm working on this bug. Okay, so if you see the board, if you see this defect will be moved over here. Have you seen it? From to do it is moved to in progress. Now again what I do is I work it, I fix it, I mark it as done. Okay, and what it is done. That is the workflow end, right? So now if you see, it will be moved to done, and our what is that? That workflow, the workflow of that particular story or bug will be completed. So imagine the sprint is over. We can complete the sprint over here by clicking on this, and we can move on to the next sprint. So now this issue is still not fixed. Okay, it's not it sorry, the story is not yet completed. Now what they will do is they will again move it back to the backlog. Okay, now what will happen is, while creating, now I'll complete the sprint, and the next sprint will get started. So at that time, like I told you, right, sprint backlog, this is the sprint backlog. Okay, so from this again they'll move to the next sprint, and they will start the next sprint again. So now if you see, it would be Netflix sprint 2, and your story will be moved to the next sprint. Okay, this is like a very high level thing about JIRA software, because many features are not available here for me to explain to you in a very detailed way. So, any doubts in this?
Ma'am, if one sprint is completed, can we able to see the that sprint after complete?
Yeah, like you have like filters here. See, you view all projects. Under the projects, if you go right, you can see, actually see the sprint, but I'm not able to get many options over here. Wait, view all dashboards. Only few sprints you will be able to see, not everything. The latest sprint you should be able to see. Okay, but I don't know why I'm not at all able to see anything. Okay, boards also. If I click on boards, right, I'll be getting sprint 1 board, sprint 2 board, everything I'll be getting as a list, but I'm not getting here. I'll try to like even more work on this version. Okay, and I will, on Monday I'll tell you how to work on that. See, boards I have here, right? Netflix board, view all boards. It's only pulling the second sprint. I'll check and let you know. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Alright. Any more doubts? Anyone?
மேம் ரியல் ப்ராஜெக்ட்ஸ்ல எப்படி எரர் ட்ராக் பண்றாங்கன்னு காமிக்க முடியாதா மேம்? இது